Commenting with Google Plus sucks. But commenting with Reddit is awesome. So head on over to Reddit and leave a comment on this video. And as always, thanks so much for watching. Hey there, you're watching the Jessa channel on YouTube. I'm Jessa, and today I am here with Darian playing Osana and Stephanie playing Makino, and we are doing a special installment of Crafts and Conquests in which we are doing a little role play of these two characters' backstories. In other words, how they have figured out where they want to go, and how they met. And we are here in a circus where Osana, who has currently turned into a bird using her druid talent, her druid move, I should say, and she is trying to rescue the animals. We have a bear here and an elephant, and they're both taking off for the exit. We also have 3 guardsmen who are here who are attempting to stop Osana and Makino. But Makino, a very rough and tumble, proud and valiant barbarian, has found herself, unfortunately, doing the chicken dance. And you're right, we totally didn't do our hangout toolboxes. I should probably slap mine up there. But anyway, I'll do it. I'll do it when we're no longer recording. But anyway, I'm referring to down here. When we click on our characters here, it will show our characters and who we're playing. And that's Makino and Stephanie and Darren and Osana. Darian and Osana. And Darian, I love your name, by the way. I've always been meaning to tell you that. Such a great name. So, I will start off the session with the same question I start off every session with in Dungeon World, and that is, what do you do?
Let's see. Well, right now, I think I got hit on the head by some dude. So I'm squawking around like a macaw. Kind of seen double of everything. But I know the bear and the elephant, who doubled to like 2 bears and 2 elephants now, they're hanging out over this way. So I'm going to try to like call out some like, hey, wait up, and just kind of hobble my way. Hopefully not that. Fall down this pit of nothingness, but
yeah, try to avoid the pit. And you guys can see Osana is hobbling after. Osana the bear looks back over his shoulder as he's trotting off, and he looks, if a bear could smile, you know, earlier I had mentioned that this bear had sad, sorry eyes. His eyes now look wide and joyous. And as you are toddling off, the audience over here on this side continues to clap. They think this is the greatest show ever. A drunken macaw and fighting and barbarism, and the animals go off, and then our bear and our elephant. And as the elephant gets to just up behind the bear, in the last episode, the elephant picked up some mystery meat that had been thrown down on the ground with a lovely spicy sauce, and the elephant's ears start flapping as if she's trying to take off, and she's running and her ears are going and both the elephant and the bear leave the arena. And Osana, what do you do as they leave the arena? Do you choose to follow?
I think I was gonna follow them, but do I have to roll to see that I don't fall down this hole?
No, you can role play that you do not fall down that hole, unless you would like to roll Defy Danger, but that's not really a move. So I'm gonna say that you can go ahead and just decide whether you fall down that hole or not.
I mean, I'm almost tempted, but I feel like I'm just opening myself up to die right there.
Exactly. As you are wobbling along near that hole, the bear calls out again, and you hear his voice echoing through the hallway, and he calls out, and you can tell he's speaking to you, and he says, "Oh, do you do?
I have to keep bottling. I mean, it's
Okay.
a slow process. I'm a walking bird.
You're starting to feel your senses come back, and now you see just 1.5 bears down the hallway behind you.
Half a bear?
Yeah.
What is even happening?
Yeah. You see a full bear and then a hazy shadow
Which
of a
half
bear.
of them, though?
Let's say the bottom half. I don't know.
I just see bear butts everywhere.
You see a bear butt, and you see, but what I mean is you see kind of the hazy shadow. Your vision is coming back into fruition, coming back into play here, basically, is what I'm trying to say. The elephant is bouncing happily, and you notice that the elephant is starting to do what unmistakably looks to you like a little jig. Now, if you choose to leave the arena, Osana, I will move you to the next area, and then we'll decide what Makino is going to do. While you're deciding on that, Makino, this man here has really gotten pissed off. He sees his animals leaving. That's good money that the circus is seeing. They've never had the animals escape before. He's totally pissed. The jester is laughing on the top of his rope here and swinging around. The audience is just, yay, 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 yay. And they're so happy at what you're doing here. They love the chicken dance. And the guy goes, I cannot stand this anymore. What are you doing? And he reaches up his truncheon to bat you as hard as he can along the side of the head in an attempt to knock you out. What do you do?
I'm going to make a fool of him. So I'm going to. I mean, I'm dancing and everything, and chicken dance or whatever. But I don't think like a chicken, right?
Mm-mm.
I think like Makino the Mirthful, and so.
Did you say mirthful or merciful?
Mirthful. My name of glory or whatever is Makino the Mirthful. I'm actually known for my good humor.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I laugh a lot. You'll notice I laugh a lot, and this is why I like Snicked, because Snicked makes me laugh. It's
yeah.
Yeah. So so I'm going to take this in great humor, and I'm going to laugh heartily as I trip him onto his ass.
Okay, since he was rolling to attack you and you're aiming to trip, I'm going to have you roll a hack and slash, please.
Okay. And is this Fame and Glory?
Let's see. Let me check on that. I'm going to read Fame and Glory from oh, darn it. The database does not have the barbarian in it yet.
So, it's my Herculean appetite.
Got
and it's
it.
Basically, if I'm pursuing this appetite, which would be fame in this case, Fame and Glory.
Absolutely. This
then
is definitely Fame and Glory because you're in front of a crowd.
Okay, so then hack and slash. Wow.
Oh, Makino. For the audience, that is a failure in Dungeon World, and there are some consequences that come from that, which I just need to quickly read up on. So the
fail forward.
Let's see here. I am going to introduce a complication or danger that comes about due to her heedless pursuits. So she attempted to trip the guard who is trying to stop them from running off with the circus animals. Let's find out what happens. I'm going to roll my battle action macro. And this is what we see here. And that's kind of, that's a little lame. Let's see if we can find something that's a little bit more. Okay, Makino, are you wearing a pack of any sort?
Nope.
Okay, then
my equipment is basically my weapon, my chainmail, and a dagger.
Okay.
And my dragon thing that is welded onto my armor.
Okay, interesting. Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, so
the barbarian can choose either chainmail or adventuring gear, and I chose chainmail.
Got it. So here's what happens.
Unprepared people. Yeah.
I know. I asked you if you had any adventuring gear, and you were like, "Nope."
Nope. What has it got in its pockets? Nothing.
Nothing. So the guard reaches out with his truncheon and he bears down on you, and aiming for your neck, he misses because you lean forward to trip him. But what happens is he hits the dragon on your shoulder and either bends its wing or just bangs its one of its wings off. So a wing
I will kill him.
I knew it. A wing of your dragon goes flying down to the ground, and you just see it clatter down to the ground, and he says, "Ha ha ha! I do not think so." So you do not take any damage, but your dragon takes 1d6 damage. I'm kidding, but anyway, yeah.
Well, I'm going to make a note here that it's damaged, and
your
then
dragon is now damaged. You're going to need to get that
and
fixed.
I look down at the broken wing, and I look up at him, and I say, "You have spelled your death." And I'm going, and now with my sword, I am going to run him through.
Okay, because he's aware of that, you're going to have to roll hack and slash again to run it through, as it's not a surprise action.
I think I managed it.
Oh, a 13 is an absolute success. You take your sword and you tell me how you run him through. I want some nice graphics, Stephanie.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Let me. That's supposed to be a D10 plus 1, so that'll be whopping 2 points of damage. But I don't know. It's messy, so. So basically, I take my sword, and it's it's a two-handed sword, and I've now warned him that his death is coming. So I am going to just cleave into his side, and I might not be able to do enough damage, but I'm basically gutting him with my weapon. This guy is going to die. He has damaged the symbol of the holy world dragon. He will die.
The sword cleaves into his side. He's got some good leather armor on, but nothing that can really compete with that. You feel a sickening, like cutting into a big side of beef, and you just feel it just goes right into there. And he takes that damage, and he drops his weapon and puts his hand to his side and starts backing up in a fearful way, calling out for help. And Makino, you also notice a very oddly walking bird trying to get up the steps to leave. You hear her calling out in fear, and you understand and know that this bird is not all that he or she seems to be. You remember that standing on the spot where that bird was originally was a hobgoblin. And from the audience, you remember seeing a small halfling woman carried and covered in furs. And you are beginning to put two and two together.
I might not have noticed the small halfling woman, mostly because at the time I think I was trying to get food, but I know this is no ordinary bird.
And this bird is calling for help to get up the stairs. And whereas she can walk a little bit more steadily, she's still going caw caw, and you hear the bear and the elephant calling for her down the hallway. It's echoing through the stone hallway that leads to the outer edge of the arena. What do you do?
I'm going to pick up my dragon wing. From the dirt and the sand, and I'm gonna head for the exit with my blade out, and which is I'm leaving him alive, and he should be grateful, and I'm going to tell him that as I leave. So as I'm like heading towards the exit, I will holding my weapon out and kind of threateningly, and I'll say, I am leaving you alive. Be grateful and never raise your hand against the dragon again. And I start backing away.
Rolling away, and show me where you begin to move to, Makino.
So I'm gonna do you want me to draw it or?
No, just move your token where you're moving to.
Okay. So I'm gonna moving basically
through. And as you begin to move, these two men move to block you. You're now flanked on either side by these two men who are turning to you and saying, "Where do you think you're going?" And this one They're both turning to you, and at the same time, the audience begins to go, boo! Show us more! Show us more! You're starting to notice your arms are slowing down from the chicken dance, but you're also getting a pounding headache as a result. And remember that you're still incredibly acidy. If you do any burps, it's very acidy, very difficult, and you still don't understand what's going on with that. Out of the corner of your eye, Makino, over here, you see the food merchant who sold you the food, and he's working the crowd over here. And you see him call down to you and go, "Hope you're enjoying that pasty!" And you're just ducking and weaving as to what you're doing. So I'm going to skip over to Osana now and say, Osana, have you left the arena?
Yeah, I went.
Okay, so I'm going to now move you to a different layer, and I'm going to now move you out to where the animals will be outside, and just give me a moment to do that. Actually, I don't want to do that. I want to move you all like this. Okay. You guys, you should now see yourself. I'm going to ping the screen so you can see. You are now down here with the elephant and the bear. And the elephant and the bear rears up on his hind legs and runs right into this tent and begins to munch down on everything he can find. The elephant joins him, and she's so cute. You can tell that she's not a baby elephant, but she's like a youngster elephant. You know, she's like the equivalent of a human 12-year-old or so. And she goes in, and the people here in this tent go, "Whoa!" And the diners get up and they start running out, and mayhem is ensuing around you. There are no guards that you can see right now. There's just people in the tents dining, and they're getting more and more freaked out. And the food is flying, and the bear is just happily munching away. And the elephant has taken control of the salad bar and is having an extremely good time. What are you doing, Osana?
Well, now that I'm a bird, I think I might try to, fly up onto the bear and try to, like, chew off the collar.
Okay, go ahead, and as you do that, there's no need to roll for that. You go at the collar, and you are chewing away at it, and your beak is perfect for this task. After a few minutes, and the bear is just munching, he's not paying too much attention to you, but he's just going, "Warm, warm," and he's just really just happy and just doing so well. You notice the collar it comes off with a spring, and suddenly the bear goes, "Wah!" Now you also have, if I recall correctly, let's scroll up. You have some hold to spend. In other words, there are moves that you can do if you wish to change out of this shape. You have 2 hold, I think. I think you rolled a 7 on that. So, in other words, there's something that you can do, like you can use your bird screech to clear out the tent of people. The other move I gave you was that you can use, I forgot what I gave you.
Was it that she can fly?
No, that's a foregone conclusion. She, let's see, from Caw. Hold on a second while I think of what the heck a macaw can do. Oh, you can use your claws in battle, your macaw claws and your wings, to scratch at people's faces and keep them confused and disoriented. So do you choose to use your macaw move to clear out the tent so that your animals are free of danger, as people are beginning to call for guards and call for help?
I guess I could screech as the macaw?
Yes. So you give an ear-shattering screech, which I will not require you to make. And everyone just gets really, and they're covering their ears, and they're completely upset, and they go taking off in all directions. Just like just completely upset. Their eyes are hurting, and you just give this ear-shattering screech. The elephant is using her wings are still kind of wings. Her ears are still trying to be used as wings. But she's getting a kind of soporific feeling now. She's getting tired and whatnot. And you're gonna know, Osana, that guards will be coming, many more than you can possibly defeat, and circus men will be coming. So you're gonna need to get your animals to safety, or you can leave them. You can choose what you want to do, but that's just a helpful hint. While this is going on, Makino, you are flanked by 2 angry guardsmen, and they both lift up their truncheons to come down on you. You notice that both of them are kind of avoiding the dragon, and they're hitting for your head and another for your side. What do you do?
I am a follower of the world dragon, and right now I feel like I could breathe acid, right? I mean, maybe that's not what's actually going on, but it kind of feels like it. It's like
your mouth and tummy are so acidic, it's like the worst heartburn you've ever had in your life.
Right.
You notice your legs are slowing down too.
Could I actually do that? I mean, is that perhaps an effect of this mystery meat waffle?
Go ahead and describe to me how you attempt thinking that it's possible.
Well, my stomach is rumbling, and I know that dragons breathe fire, and my culture is like we love dragons. That's what we do. We worship dragons, so we know that dragons breathe fire, and that there might be dragons that spit acid, and I'm feeling like that. I'm like, my stomach feels horrendous, and nothing spicy in my entire life has ever made me sick. So I'm
you
basically
have an iron constitution, I would imagine. So
I
this
do
is
actually.
very disturbing.
Yeah, it's my highest stat.
Disconcerting.
Totally, yeah.
Exactly.
So I'm totally just gonna I'm gonna like look at these guys, and I am going to spray one or both of them with acid, fire, breath, whatever. Like,
okay.
Like I'm basically making myself kind of, like regurgitation, except I in my head, like Makino is thinking that it's much more draconic than anything else, and this is a total like, for her culture, this is a miracle.
So, audience, you can see what I rolled there. Very helpful, out of my battle action list. And what happens, Makino, you open up your mouth and you feel your tummy rumbling, that kind of feeling like you just got to burp right now. You open your mouth up wide, your eyes are wide, and directly in this man's face, you burp the foulest, nastiest, most disgusting. You know when the cartoons where green fumes come out?
Right.
Green fumes actually come out of your mouth. Your tongue burns. Please take 1d4 damage. As your tongue burns, and so what I'm saying when she just rolled here a d4, so she's going to mark here, audience, she's going to mark her character. She has 24 hit points, and she's going to mark that down to 20. And that's a result of the acid causing some difficulty on her. But also, it causes immense difficulty for this man right here. The acid hits him full in the face. His eyes start to water up, but it's not water, you notice. It's actually blood coming out of his eye, his tear ducts. He wipes his eyes, he's not even sure what's happening, and then he sees his hands and he starts screaming. He starts tearing at his eyes. Little splotches of acid drips come up on his face and his forehead. It's like the worst acne ever. And his eyes are bleeding, and his friend leans over here and behind him, and he says, "Oh, by the gods, what have you done to him?" And then he hits, so this man, he's going to take, I'm going to roll his damage for him, because that's some unpleasant stuff, and roll 1d8 damage. He takes 4 damage, which I'm not going to mark, because I haven't really marked their, anyway, but it doesn't matter. He takes 4 damage. And this man here, and he's just clawing at his eyes. He starts rolling around to the floor. "Oh, what have you done to me, you evil woman?"
And I turn to the other one, and I basically, like, I'm gonna try to intimidate him into backing the hell off. And I say, Do not mess with the daughter of the dragon.
Okay, and he backs away. He sees one of his companions here bleeding on the ground. He sees another one with his eyes bleeding, and he comes to the swift conclusion that you are some sort of evil necromancer of his worst stories, and that you're actually dead, and that your tongue. And then, Makino, you stick your tongue out at him. Your tongue is covered with green slime. It's painful, and there's still just dried up sauce which looks like blood. And you look at him and you go full on like this. I'm gonna do this right into the camera for the audience. You go and he loses his shit, goes flying down, and he just takes off running. He just goes flying right. I mean, he's gone. He's gone. Okay. Bye-bye. Makino, what do you do at this point?
I sheath my sword.
Mm-hmm.
I wipe the back, my mouth on the back of my hand.
Mm-hmm.
I still feel like crap, but you know what? Fame is important. And I turn to the audience and I say, Makino the Mirthful!
You bend over, give him Stephanie, I'm gonna put you on camera. Let's see that bow again one more time.
Okay. Makino the Mirthful!
This episode is presented in parts. To see the next part, click the playlist annotation at the top of the video. If the next part has not been uploaded yet, it will be tomorrow. So if you want to see it, subscribe. Get every new Jessa channel video right in your email inbox. Subscribe, then from your YouTube homepage, click Manage Subscriptions, then check Email with new uploads. And thanks for watching.